On behalf of the local leadership, Mike Van Boekel, plant chairperson, myself, president of Local 8 and the communication committee, we will be doing weekly videos to update our membership on an ongoing basis. Some of the topics we cover will be information that we have been working on since the original layoff of March 22nd, as well as we're going to request that if after this video you have further questions, please email the local site that we'll be posting, and then as questions come in, we will attempt to answer them on a weekly basis. We hope everyone and their family have been staying safe, and we will get through this virus and hopefully in a short time be back to work. On behalf of Local 8 membership, I'd like to thank the frontline workers and the essential workers that are working through this time, and hopefully everything works out in the end. Some of the information I will go over will be mostly benefits related, some local that what we're dealing with national, and Mike Van Boekel will go through a lot of the information that's pertinent to what's going on in the plant, on the safety issues, and when we return to work, and as details come, when will we return to work, and what things are going to change in the plant. One major issue with benefits has been the sub issue. And there's two different sub-issues that are going to be dealt with today. One is we have a lot of members who, unfortunately, haven't been collecting sub. That has been corrected, I believe, for the majority. We have now posted 1,200 people on sub, collecting sub, and most of those are from people who started their claim in September 2019. There was approximately 243 people that were missed on that list. That has been corrected, both with the committee, the benefits committee, and payroll. They did a good job of getting that done. We have 400 people who are not collecting sub, just seniority based, they're not at that level yet. Then there's the CERB. The CERB benefit, Canadian Emergency Response Benefit, unfortunately we have about 500 people in that benefit right now, and they are not in receipt of the sub that the other members are entitled to. We have been dealing with the ministry, MPs, national, GM. In fact, the three chair people of the D3 Master Bargaining Committees have sent a letter in with Jerry Diaz to the Ministry of Finance in getting this issue resolved that we're allowed to collect sub, as well as General Motors has written a letter as well asking that the sub benefits be entitled while collecting the CERB benefit. Unfortunately, when the CERB was put together, the Liberal government was trying to get everybody the money upfronted all the money, and basically some of the issues were missed. One was collecting sub while you're on CERB. There is a meeting today, this afternoon, on April 23rd with the National and the Ministry of Employment and Finance to kind of go over some of the issues and hopefully get this issue resolved. Hopefully we get this resolved, and we will post it. We'll post it on our site, but as well it'll be on topic for the next video, which would be next week. One of the other issues with benefits is pension credits. Pension credits have always been asked about to the benefits committee people. A lot of people thinking they're not getting pension credits. If you have 170 hours in the year, so from January to the March layoff, if you have 170 hours in, you will get pension credits for every week of layoff. So someone who's looking to start accumulating while you're on layoff, as long as you have 170 hours of work in the plan. Then there's one other issue with pension, and that has to do with the commutative value calculation. There was going to be a commutative value calculation done. It was changing, and that has been now pushed back to December 19th. So any members who are retiring, they're going to take the commutative value, you now can rest assured it's not going to happen to December, so there's a bit of time there to worry about which avenue you're going to take. So that should help you in your decision making. If you're still looking at commutative value and you're worried about the August change, it's now been pushed back to December 2020. This time I'd like to send it over to Mike just for the implant issues.
Hello everyone. I hope everybody is doing good and that your families remain safe. I would like to start off by offering our condolences to anyone who has lost a family member over the past month. We have had a few members lose their spouse since all this started 4 weeks ago, and also we've had some members reach out to us who have lost brothers, sisters, or parents. It's a very tough period to lose a loved one at any time, but with the restrictions currently in place, it makes it that much more difficult. On a more positive issue, congratulations to the 18 members who retired on April 1st. We also have another 20 members who are retiring May 1st. Congratulations to everyone on your retirements. It is also a bit sad that you are not able to go around and say a proper goodbye to friends and co-workers. Some of you have reached out to me and want to be able to come back and say goodbye and also to clean up your lockers. Once we get back to work, we will figure that out and you will definitely be allowed to come back in and have a proper goodbye. We also have other members contacting us about retiring, and nothing has changed in that area. Our benefit reps continue to work from home and are processing retirements, claims, and of course the EI and sub issues. I do want to give a big shout out to our 3 benefit reps and to Joe Graves. Joe is a benefit rep for 25 years, and those 4 reps have been absolutely swamped over the past month. The federal government has really thrown some curves at us on how EI and sub works. When they change the legislation and the rules change midstream, it makes things very frustrating for our members. As Joe did say, we have close to 1,200 members now getting their sub, and we have about 500 more cases that they continue to work on. Joe Graves and I started calling people at home the second week after this started. Our goal was to try and reach out to 20 to 25 members a day. The main reason for calling was to see if you're okay and to see if we could answer any questions that you may have. The calls have gone over very well, and we have both enjoyed talking to everyone, and it's been very interesting to see how people are putting in their time with their families. These are very different times. The only thing on TSN right now are the glory days of the Toronto sports franchises. It's cool to be able to watch the Raptors highlights from last year when they won the entire championship, or the Blue Jays when they won their championship seasons back in the 90s. Or the same game from 1967 over and over and over again by the Toronto Maple Leafs. 53 years. I also do want to make a statement about social media. Be very careful what you are posting on social media. Yesterday, one of our members posted a copy of an obviously private email about production issues on the shop floor. The courts ruled years ago that what you post on social media is public information. The company does watch what you are posting, and they are reacting. We have people suspended over posts before, and terminations are very possible. You have to use your head. You don't need to be the first person to post rumors or to try and stir up news on the social media sites. We are going to do a weekly video to keep people aware of what is going on at the plant. We have not put a lot of updates out yet because everyone can follow what is happening to our country and the rest of the world on the news. The past 4 weeks, our plant has been dark and under lockdown. Security would not allow anyone in our plant, except for the powerhouse members who keep the power running, and 7 tradespeople. We have had 3 tradespeople on days, 2 on afternoons, and 2 on nights who monitor the plant, and no one else has been allowed in that plant. This past Monday, they finally opened up the plant, and myself and Chris Wilson have been called back into the plant. So what is going on right now? It is very eerie in the plant. The place is almost completely dark, and it is very cold as they turn the heat off in March. We returned to the plant this week, and there are now about a dozen people in the entire plant, and it's just an extremely very weird feeling walking around. We had 0 positive cases prior to us leaving on March 20th, and as far as we are aware, we continue to have 0 cases amongst all of our members. Our plant will look very different when you come back. We are working with Health Canada, the Ministry of Labour, the GM and Unifor Safety Committees, as well as the Ontario and federal government have also put in many recommendations. If everyone has remained safe at home, we are going to try and ensure that you remain safe while you are at work. Prior to starting your shift, you will be getting your temperature taken. This is done by a temperature gun and takes about 5 to 7 seconds per person. You will also disinfect your hands and be given the same mask as the one I am wearing here, the same type. These masks are readily available. They're not the high-tech ones that the healthcare workers are using, so there are lots of these masks. Health Canada is telling us that the mask will not do a lot for you, but the masks do protect your co-workers from you. The masks are mandatory and will only come off when you either are eating or taking a drink. You will not be allowed to take your mask off for any other reason. Everyone who is inside of our plant will wear a mask at all times, no exceptions. As the Ministry of Labor has also pointed out, all of what I've just mentioned will happen before you start your shift. If you like to come to work 2 minutes before the start of your shift, you're going to have to change your attitude. These are the work rules being put in place by most businesses already operating, and it's all about keeping you safe, and it's about keeping the person beside you safe. The country is changing, and we're going to have to follow those rules. We are currently working on a return to work plan. Next week, a small group of people will be returning to plan additional break areas and help us plan on staying safe. GM is trying to keep as many people at home through this time as possible. The less people in our plant, the better chance of keeping the virus out. If the virus does break in our plant and a member from either the hourly or salary tests positive, you will know about it. We want to stay very transparent and make sure everyone is aware of what is going on. The last thing we want is for the virus to break out and spread across our plant. That would create havoc for our families at home and could also stop our plant for a significant period of time, thus interrupting our jobs. We have lost enough money already. Right now, we do not have a return to work date. The week of May 4th is now a dark week. However, more people may be brought in as our plant gets ready to run. We will start with a skeleton crew for the week when we do assume operations. We are in the middle of many meetings right now to determine how shifts will return and how long that will take to implement. As you can imagine, we need close to 1,000 suppliers to each give GM the green light that they can provide us with parts. Close to 250 suppliers are in Michigan alone, and that state has been devastated by the virus. Where the parts are coming from is also being looked at. When we restart, we want the Ministry of Labor must give us the green light for all of our processes and our checks that we have put in place. Next week, during our video, I will be able to give you much more definite information on start dates and how the shifts will come back. You can expect right now to come back at some point in May, but that is a very fluid statement. Much depends on the virus and recommendations from Health Canada and the provincial and federal governments. We are not in a race to return to work. When we get facts, we will update the membership. So much information is changing daily that we will not pass it on to our members until it becomes factual. I hope everyone continues to stay safe. We will continue to work on the EI and sub-issues, and we will continue to work on the plans that will bring all 3 shifts back to CAMI in a timely manner that is safe. Take care, everybody, and stay safe.